What happens after we die? It's one of the most profound questions we can ever ask. For centuries, humans have tried to uncover the mystery that begins when our final breath leaves the body. From a scientific perspective, death is the cessation of biological functions. The heart stops beating, the brain goes silent, and the body begins to break down. But for many, the real question isn't about what happens to the body, it's about what happens to us. Does our consciousness just vanish, or does something far greater unfold? Recent research in fields like near-death experiences, NDEs, quantum physics, and consciousness studies suggest there might be more to our existence than the physical. Thousands of individuals have described similar patterns after clinical death, floating above their bodies, moving through tunnels of light, meeting spiritual beings, or experiencing an overwhelming sense of peace and clarity. These stories have emerged across cultures, ages, and belief systems, and they continue to challenge the idea that death is simply the end. Many spiritual and philosophical traditions view death not as a final stop, but as a transition, a gateway to another realm of existence. In this view, life is just one chapter in a much greater narrative. Picture life as a room, and death as a door that opens into another, much vaster space. Some believe the soul separates from the body and continues its journey in a realm not bound by physical laws. Here, the soul encounters truths no longer hidden and realities more vivid than anything experienced on earth. One widely mentioned concept in ancient wisdom is the life review, a moment when the soul is shown everything it has ever done. Every thought, every intention, every action is brought to light. But this isn't about judgment in the traditional sense. It's about deep, raw reflection. Many believe the soul doesn't just see its past, it feels the impact of its choices, especially how those choices affected others. This can be a powerful, emotional experience meant to teach and awaken rather than to punish. What follows is a spiritual sorting, a separation not based on wealth or power, but on the inner condition of the soul, its sincerity, humility, truthfulness, and compassion. Some are drawn toward peace and light, others toward regret and isolation. Descriptions of these post-death states vary, often taking the form of beautiful gardens or dark prisons, not literal places, but reflections of the soul's own state. These are symbolic expressions of spiritual consequences. Between this life and the final reality, many traditions speak of a waiting period, a transitional phase where the soul resides until a day of reckoning. Time as we know it does not apply here. The soul is aware, conscious, yet in a state of anticipation. A final awakening is promised, one in which every being is raised again and held accountable for how they lived. This second life, an eternal one, is a core concept in many belief systems and serves both as a warning and a hope. There is also mention of the soul being reunited with the body, but not the physical one we know. Rather, it is a perfected form, free of pain, aging, and limits. In this new existence, reality is deeper, more intense. For the soul that lived truthfully, it's a return to peace, joy, and nearness to divine presence. For others, it is a confrontation with truths long ignored. In this place, justice is absolute, yet mercy is still available in ways beyond human comprehension. What makes this topic so powerful is how universal it is. Everyone, regardless of belief, age, or background, will one day face this passage. The mystery of death humbles us, but it also invites us to live more meaningfully. If there is something beyond, something greater waiting, then this life is not a random sequence of events. It's preparation, a test, a journey with purpose. And if death is not the end, then how we live truly matters more than we might ever realize. Ultimately, while science continues to explore the boundaries of consciousness and spirituality reflects on ancient truths, the wisest path may be to live with awareness, integrity, and compassion. Whether or not we fully understand what happens after death, it is clear that how we live now echoes far beyond this world. In that sense, the mystery of death becomes less frightening and more like a powerful reminder of the depth, responsibility, and potential beauty of our existence.